Surprise! Good morning and welcome to our second presentation of Taste. Many of you know that we've had such a wonderful event last year that we want to repeat it, and I hope that it's becoming a tradition for a long time. And we always come away, I don't know, enchanted, surprised, and learning a lot. I welcome you in the name of Robert Mondavi Winery and also of my husband, Robert, who will be here for dinner tonight at one of the wineries and also tomorrow night for the final dinner. He, however, being 94 and slowing down a bit because in essence there is no cure for old age, I am just bringing greetings from him, and in spirit he's always here because when we are going to taste the wine, I think his spirit is in every glass. So I'm just so happy that it has happened, that we are here, and I would like to say, let's go.
Inspiration is after you fall in love with the beauty or the cause, that's when you start to go deeper and connect with the story behind the beauty. And for me, inspiration brings vision. And if you listen really carefully, you'll hear the vision.
So as you can see, Moto is more than just a place to come and eat. It's a place for you to come and experience. It's like a playground for your senses. It's kind of like going to the circus and dancing bears come up to your table, except the dancing bears are chefs with dangerous things that are preparing food for you.
But this is really about character, and it's about finding beauty in these really awkward, somewhat ugly moments. Nemo yesterday, in talking about it, the music that he does, mentioned that you don't want to take away the ugly because it kind of will create surprising moments, and it helps you appreciate the beautiful.
A terroir wine, or at least a mineral wine, is the poison and the antidote in a single bottle.
Honeybees are a passion of mine. I can talk for hours about bees, and of course, I don't have hours, and so I do, however, want to talk a little bit about what a marvel they are as organisms.
And then out of my back pocket, I don't know how I thought of this, I said, I want to put the culture back in agriculture. She loved that. She laughed and she wriggled with the sheer joy, I think, of being in her own skin and also hearing something so clever. At least I thought at the time, and it emboldened me, it gave me a little bit of confidence. And she said, that's right, you want to go from the farm to the table uninterrupted. And I said, yes, that's what I want to do.
She said, well, where do you eat? Where's your favorite place to eat? And they kept telling her about this woman, Jeanette, who cooked every night. She'd arrive around 11 o'clock, and she'd set up a blue tent by the Yellow Cab Yard in San Francisco, and she would cook the food of home. And she was from their same town, Goiânia, and she cooked for this whole community of cab drivers.
As you can see, my journey to chefdom was really different for most chefs. However, my story was about redemption, and I didn't come to realize that until many years into my incarceration.
We're going to explore the sense of olfaction, and we're going to explore the sense of sound and taste and texture, and how these guys are dedicated to your gratification, your pleasure.
What I basically do is try to find culinary problems and then solve them using various new ingredients, techniques, technologies, basically making things more complicated than they need to be.
So I am here to take you around the world in pictures. We all know that the appreciation of food is enhanced by an understanding of the culture in which it is found.
Basically, I can sum up wine in China in 2 sentences. Wine is drunk, 1, and 2, there are 1.3 billion people who drink wine.
I have 5 inventions that I think can help save the world. But first, I want to tell you about my hat. My hat actually is made from this mushroom, and this mushroom is why I think a lot of us are here today. This mushroom allowed for the portability of fire, and you can hollow this mushroom out, pack embers of a fire into it, and carry fire for days. There's no doubt that we all migrated from Africa, and when we came into Europe, we discovered something new called winter. And if our and if our clan could not keep fire alive, our clan would die. I'm going to describe some inventions equally as important in the evolution of humans and life on this planet. And I really need to rock and roll on this magical mushroom mystery tour.
I very strongly believe that we've come upon a solution, a pretty simple solution to this issue of producer unsustainability. Our ethos is developing sustainable supply chains from farm to table and relying on consumers as well in the market to make decisions with their purchasing power about these different products.
And I'll leave you with a quote that is frequently repeated in foodie circles, and that is that humanity, despite all of its trappings, still depends on 6 inches of topsoil and the fact that it rains.
What would your reaction be to food? If you've now been sealed into a capsule for 6 months, you know there's you're there for the duration, there's no bath, there's no privacy, and so now what's going to be your most important event of your day? It's going to be your food. So indeed, that was the story to us. Food was critical to the psychological welfare of the astronauts.
Kind of starts raising the question of, like, if your knife had an RFID reader in it and could tell your toaster which cow made the milk that went into the butter that you're spreading on the toast, and the toaster could reply with the gluten content of the wheat in the bread, what would that mean?
There's a general conclusion. Half a bottle a day might keep the doctor away. And there's a good association between people drinking procyanidin-rich wine and greater longevity, suggesting that's a model we should try and fit to closer in the future.
This room is full of such exceptional talents that all of you need to be blogging. Blogs taught me the story of food.
And now I get it. I think it's about bringing in elements and new functionality to what we all do. We could each get something when we come to these conferences. You know, my pain might be a solution for you. Your solution might be something I need.
I just sort of wrote this right now because what I had originally written got revised from the ground up since being inspired by so many of the speakers here.
Great to be here. I've listened to so many good speakers. I've learned so much. It's fantastic.
And I just have to say, if I die, I want to forego heaven. I just want to come back to Napa and Taste3.
You eat what you like, because when you eat what you like, it's good for you. And the rest is nonsense.